You worked with fabulous women directors. Aparna Sen, you worked with Deepa Mehta, I think.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Deepa Mehta.
Anvita Dutt, who made Bulbul. She was also very fine experience working with her. I think 7 or 8 female directors in my career.
Is it different working with a women director and working with a male director?
Not at all.
On the sets, what is the atmosphere like? It's the same? People just listen and do what a director tells you with regardless.
There is no sense of gender on a film set. And I'm not, whether you're a makeup person or there's no sense of gender. One day when I was making my first film, I looked around and said, where are the men? Because there were only women.
Okay.
There were only women on the set. And I had hired all of them.
Oh.
I was like, where are the men? And there was one guy who was my chief assistant, who we had to let go in the first week because he was incompetent. Not for his gender, poor guy. But it's gender blind. It truly is.
Okay. You acted in Dil Dhadakne Do. That was like an ensemble with huge names out there. You've acted with Kareena
in Chameli. And she, if you look at the film, she has more of the footage.
Yeah.
But the film is not called Rahul. It's called Chameli.
Yeah.
Or Aman, the character I was playing.
In Dil Dhadakne Do also. I mean, it was like, when you're playing that role, it's like, will she really divorce him? He's actually not that bad. Maybe she can change him. You know what I mean?
He was bad enough.
He was obnoxious, yes.
And I kept telling Zoya, I said, who are you making me play? I've spent 22 years
being the nice guy.
On gender equality, as I've been...
Yeah, that's what. Nice guy.
In life, in real life. I said, I've spent 22 years doing this, and now you're making me say this NGO Rahul has fainted. Whereas the actor is,
Is that a challenge too?
No.
To play something which is totally against your grain?
That's a different question. It's not a challenge in terms of who I am versus who I'm playing. Because it's the same person. Who I am is devoted to excellence as a human being and not hurting people. Which is exactly the same thing I do when I'm playing. I'm devoted to excellence and creating a positive atmosphere. So Rahul doesn't change. What I'm doing here as Rugby India president or there as a murderer and rapist are expressions of the same human being saying that. But having said that, a really, really interesting idea around this is, what is your duty? As a rugby player who steps onto the pitch for India, what is your duty? To leave your body on the field. That's what our coach used to say.
Leave your body means?
Aapka jo shav hai. You should leave your body on the field so you have no regrets when you come off the field.
Okay.
Are you understanding?
No, not really.
It's such a physical game that you should have nothing left to give at the end of the game.
Okay.
You should be flat on your back at the end of the game. Both physically and metaphorically. So, nikal ke dukh, regret, rakho mat. So, whatever you do in life, do it, including this interview, do it 110%. So, when you walk out of this door, you never say, I should have, I would have, I could have. And it's the same when I'm acting. If I have to play, and I did in Irevan, this Tamil film, where I rape and murder 6 women, obviously the overall message of the film is anti-violence and all of that. But to show the message, you have to show what the bad is. Very much like Dil Dhadakne Do. What is my duty there? My duty there is to be utterly terrifying. That's my duty to the art, to the story, to the film, to the character. That's my duty. And I will make sure I leave my body on the field. So I have never seen any kind of dissonance, because the human being that is there is devoted to the same values in whatever he or she does, in my case.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.